I've discovered that everyone gets one thing completely backward, terribly wrong. I've been around a long time. I've seen too many brilliant people, PhDs in their pockets, awards lining their office walls, who end up getting absolutely wiped out by the market. They think they're playing a game against something called the market. They think their opponents are those Wall Street whiz kids in the trading rooms, or some shadowy secret players pulling the strings from behind the curtain. They spend their whole lives drawing complicated charts, reading thick financial reports, and chasing down so-called insider tips. They turn themselves into paranoid spies, trying to guess everyone else's next move. But your whole life, especially on this investing path, you've only ever had one real opponent. And that's the version of you who thinks he knows it all. It's the you who sees a neighbor make a killing and gets green with envy, feeling like you're missing out. The you who gets terrified when a stock drops 10%, waking up at 3 a.m. to check the damn prices. The you who makes a little money and starts acting like he's the next Warren Buffett, dishing out advice to anyone who will listen. The impatient you, the one who's always dreaming of getting rich overnight. This you of yesterday is the source of all your losses. Every stupid mistake you make in the market today, every terrible decision you execute isn't the market's fault. And it isn't anyone else's fault. It's just today's you, once again, surrendering to that impulsive, greedy, and fearful you of yesterday. Everyone wants to get rich quick, but wealth, well, it hates speed. It's like a grumpy old farmer. The more you rush it, the more it works against you. You young people are always looking for a shortcut, a secret formula, something you can put money into today and see it double by tomorrow. You treat the market like a casino and stock tickers like lottery numbers. You're not investing, you're making a wish. Now, building wealth has never been a 100-meter dash. It's a marathon with no finish line. It's not about explosive power. It's about endurance. Slow is the new fast. It's like planting a tree. You can't bury a seed today and expect to be sitting in its shade tomorrow. You have to water it, fertilize it, and patiently wait for it to sprout and grow. The process is boring, incredibly boring. You might not even feel like anything is happening. But 10, 20 years later, you look back, and that little sapling is a giant tree that can shelter you from the storm. The market is just like that. Time is your only true friend, and compound interest is the most powerful magic in the world. But this magic only works for the patient. And that you of yesterday, he can't wait. He can't wait a single minute. The being smart isn't about how many right moves you make. It's about how many stupid ones you avoid. This is a rule I've lived by. People are obsessed with winning, with catching the next hot stock, with becoming the next legend. They focus all their research on how to succeed. That's completely backward. The game of investing. The first thing you learn isn't how to attack, but how to defend. Your goal isn't to score 100 points. It's to make sure you don't score 0. As long as you're still at the table, as long as you haven't been wiped out by 1 or 2 foolish mistakes, the power of time will naturally make you a winner. So, Don't ask me what to buy. Ask yourself what times, not times to do. Don't chase high flyers. Don't listen to rumors. Don't use leverage you can't handle. Don't invest in a business you don't understand, not even a little bit. Every single day that you sidestep a temptation to do something foolish, you've beaten the you of yesterday one more time. All that news you read, all those analyses, it's mostly garbage they feed you. I've barely read financial news in my life. Why? Because that stuff isn't designed to make you smarter. It's designed to make you more anxious. The media is in the business of selling emotion, not delivering truth. The market soars. They scream headlines like, "The bull is here. Get in or get left behind," to trigger your greed. The market plummets. They write doomsday prophecies like, "The crash is coming. Sell everything now," to trigger your fear. Those so-called experts say one thing today and the opposite tomorrow. They don't even know what they're talking about. Their entire purpose is to create noise. And you, the you of yesterday, you love that noise. Because it makes you feel involved and gives you an excuse for your impulsive decisions. You have to learn to shut your ears. True wisdom is born in silence. Find a quiet room, pick up a good book, and really read about a company's history, or read the biographies of truly successful people. You'll learn more from that than from 10 years of watching CNBC. Your emotions are your most expensive liability. Greed and fear, these twin brothers, are the most powerful weapons of wealth destruction. They are the enemies within, spies sent by the you of yesterday. When the market is hot and everyone seems to be printing money, the greed whispers in your ear. Don't be scared, this time is different. Go big, put it all on the line. The market is a sea of red and everyone is panicking. Fear grabs you by the throat and screams, "Get out, it's all over. Sell now, or you'll lose every lost penny." See, your decisions are completely hijacked by these two. You think you're in control, but it's really your primal instincts, that untamed part of you, placing the orders. So, how do you beat them? Discipline. You have to build yourself a sturdy house while the sun is shining. That house is your set of investing principles, your checklist. For example, you make a rule that you will only buy a great company when its price drops to half of your calculated intrinsic value. Or you make a rule that no matter how euphoric the market gets, you will never sell your truly high-quality assets. These rules must be written down when you are calm and rational. Then, when the storm hits, you don't have to think, you don't have to listen, you don't have to times feel asterisk. You just execute your discipline like a robot. Discipline is the suit of armor that today's rational you builds to protect yourself from yesterday's emotional you. That people are always searching for the Holy Grail. They think there's some magic formula for investing, some closely guarded secret. I looked for it too when I was young. I met all sorts of gurus. Some claimed they could predict market tops and bottoms. Others brandished mathematical models so complex nobody could understand them. I eventually figured out that most of them were charlatans, and the rest were self-deluded fools. The market cannot be predicted. Anyone who claims they can predict it, You should run away from them as fast as you can. Because if they could really do it, they'd be the richest person in the world and wouldn't have the time of day for you. The real Holy Grail isn't out there in the world. It's not in any book or in the mouth of any guru. The Holy Grail is you, the version of you that is constantly learning, constantly reflecting, and constantly conquering your old self. The ultimate inversion is to turn investing from a war of external conquest into a journey of internal cultivation. Stop staring at your account balance. It will drive you insane. I had a friend, a perfectly good doctor, who lived a comfortable life. Then he got hooked on stocks. He put a trading app on his phone and checked it every 5 minutes. If it was up, he was too excited to focus on his work. If it was down, he was too anxious to eat. In just 1 year, half his hair turned gray, and he looked like hell. And did he make any money? Nope. He lost a fortune. He didn't just lose money. He lost his health, his career, and his peace of mind. Tied his happiness to a string of random red and green numbers. What a foolish thing to do. You're not buying a ticker symbol. You're buying a piece of a business. Your job is to act like a farmer. Plant your seeds and then go live your life. Go for a walk. Spend time with your family. Read a book. Do the work you love. Let the entrepreneurs who are smarter and more capable than you run the business for you and make the money for you. They check on your fields. Occasionally say that once a year to see if the crops are growing well and if the business is still as wonderful as it was when you first bought it. The rest of the time, forget about it. Your life is infinitely more important than those flickering numbers. Arrogance is a plague among smart people. I've seen too many people who, after 1 or 2 successes, think they're invincible. They make money and don't credit luck or a generous market. They think it's all due to their unique genius. So they get bolder. They start using leverage. They start dabbling in fields they know nothing about. The market is the ultimate teacher, and its favorite lesson is delivering a swift, hard slap to the face of the arrogant. You must remain humble. You have to admit that the things you don't know vastly outnumber the things you do. You must always be a student and maintain a deep respect for the market. All you have is a small circle of competence. Inside that circle, you might be an expert. But outside that circle is a vast, unknown world full of dangers you can't comprehend. A truly wise person doesn't spend his life trying to expand his circle of competence. He spends his life trying to stay inside of it, only making bets where he has an overwhelming advantage. That you of yesterday is always itching to wander outside the circle for a bit of excitement, always thinking he can do anything. Your job today is to use the rope of reason to keep him tied securely inside. You must build a system for dealing with yourself. Human beings are the least reliable part of any equation. Today you're in a good mood. You might make a rational choice. Tomorrow you have a fight with your family. You might make an impulsive one. You can't count on yourself to always be in top form. That's why you need a system that doesn't depend on your mood. This is why I keep hammering on about having a checklist. It's like a pilot before takeoff. No matter how many times he's flown, no matter how confident he is, he goes through that checklist, item by item. Why? Because lives are at stake. A tiny oversight can lead to disaster. Investing is your life savings. It's just as critical. What should be on your list? Things like, do I truly understand this business? Does it have a powerful moat? Is the management trustworthy? Is the current price well below my estimate of its value with a sufficient margin of safety? If I buy this and it immediately drops 50%, will I be scared or will I be excited to buy more? Before you hit that buy button, force yourself to answer these questions like that pilot. The process is tedious. It's mechanical, but it will save your life. The firewall that today's you designs to prevent tomorrow's you from repeating yesterday's mistakes. Don't compare yourself to others. This game has no referees and no audience. Your neighbor's stock hit the limit up today. What does that have to do with you? Nothing. Your colleague made enough to buy a car last year on some stock you've never even heard of. So what? These stories only ignite the jealousy and anxiety in your heart, forcing you to play a game that isn't yours. The you of yesterday loves to compare. He sees someone else eating steak and feels miserable about his own soup. You have to remember, your investment journey is your own lonely pilgrimage. Your pace, your rhythm, your goals, they are all about you and you alone. The only person you need to compare yourself to is the you of yesterday. Am I a little more rational today than I was yesterday? Is my circle of knowledge a little wider? Do I see the weaknesses of human nature a little more clearly? If the answer is yes, you're on the right path. Even if your account doesn't grow for a whole year, if your wisdom has grown, that is the biggest victory of all. The market's short-term fluctuations are God's tool for weeding out the fools. It's like a giant sieve, constantly shaking. Those who lack patience and conviction get shaken out quickly. The ones who remain are those whose eyes are fixed on a point 10 or 20 years in the future. They don't care about tomorrow's price or even next year's. They know that the value of a great company will eventually be reflected in its price. The process might be long and full of detours, but it is nearly inevitable. So, when the market falls and everyone is panic selling, you must see it as an opportunity. It means the market is having a sale. You can buy the same high-quality assets at a cheaper price. This should be an exciting event, but the you of yesterday is scared out of his wits. He doesn't see a discount. He sees a fire. All he wants to do is run. You see, the exact same event can look like two completely different things to people with different mindsets. The secret to beating the market is to take advantage of its irrationality. And to do that, you must first conquer your own. The accumulation of knowledge works just like the accumulation of wealth. It also relies on compounding. You read one page of a book today, and it seems useless. You read another page tomorrow, and you still don't feel anything. But if you keep at it for a year, 5 years, 10 years, that knowledge will start to connect and collide in your brain, creating a wonderful chemical reaction. One day, you'll suddenly have an epiphany about a complex problem. You will possess an insight that others don't, an ability to see through to the essence of things. That's the compound interest of knowledge. The you of yesterday hates reading. It's too slow, too boring. He loves short videos and quick summaries. He wants the fish, not the lesson on how to fish. And so he will always be a beggar with his hand out. But you, the you of today, must force yourself to do the things that are hard but right. Spend an hour every day, turn off your phone, and just read. Read history, business, psychology, the biographies of great figures. Let your mind, like your brokerage account, enjoy the miracle of compounding. In the end, it all comes down to one question. What kind of person do you want to become? Investing, when you get to the bottom of it, isn't about the money. The money is just a byproduct, a scoreboard that tells you how your inner discipline is coming along. If you make money your only goal, you will likely be consumed by it. You will become anxious, greedy, and envious, and you will lose the joy in your life. But if you see investing as a practice, a way to understand the world, to know yourself, and to temper your character, then everything changes. Your goal is no longer to beat the market, but to beat that impulsive, ignorant, and emotional old version of yourself. You find joy in the deep research that leads to truly understanding a business. You find joy in the calm certainty you feel when everyone else is panicking. You find joy in seeing your patience and discipline finally bear fruit. When you can consistently defeat that old you, you'll find you've gained more than just financial wealth. You've gained a stronger, more whole, and freer soul. And that, my friend, is the ultimate prize in this game. So forget the market. Forget the squiggly lines going up and down. Forget the chattering experts. And forget how much money your neighbor made. Starting today, shift your battlefield entirely from the outside world to the world within. Every morning when you wake up, the first question you should ask yourself is, how will I defeat the me of yesterday? Will it be with a little more patience to finish a dry chapter of an annual report, a little more discipline to ignore a tempting market rumor, a little more humility to admit you know nothing about a certain industry? This war has no smoke and no shouting, but it is more difficult and more noble than any other, because your victory will be permanent. You truly achieved it. You'll look up at the tides of the market, rising and falling, and you'll feel nothing but peace. You will finally understand that all those gains and losses are just the world's irrelevant applause for a victory you've already won inside yourself.